Hi there, I'm Kerry McManus, Senior Marketing Manager at Astra Books for Young Readers, and I'm here to present some key Spring 2024 titles to you today. So let's get started. Everywhere Beauty is Harlem, the vision of photographer Roy DeCarava. This is a gorgeous nonfiction picture book all about the photographer Roy DeCarava, an unsung hero of Black history who really should be better known. Written by noted author Gary Golio and illustrated by award-winning artist E.B. Lewis, this book follows Roy through 1940s Harlem as he takes photographs of the people and places and the beauty all around him. This is the first picture book about Roy DeCarava, and it is just a fabulous pick for Black History Month this February. The Fabulous Fannie Farmer, kitchen scientist and America's cook. Kids love to cook, and they'll discover all about America's most famous cooking teacher in this wonderful STEAM picture book that also includes 2 of her recipes. When Fannie Farmer was growing up and learning to cook in the late 1800s, recipes could be pretty silly. They called for a lump of butter or a suspicion of nutmeg, and women were supposed to use their feminine instincts in the kitchen. But Fannie Farmer changed all of that, and this book explores the origin of her classic American cookbook. Hand this one to kids and parents who like to spend time in the kitchen, or those looking for books about women from our past. It's ideal for Women's History Month this March. Here are the first 2 titles in the adorable Follow My Food series, picture books that will help kids understand where their food comes from. Millie Cow Gives Milk and Polly Bee Gives Honey are coming out this spring, with 2 other titles, Granny Root Grows Fruit and Shelly Hen Lays Eggs, following in the fall. These books are bright and bold, colorful and graphic. They're super engaging books that are ideal for teachers in the classroom, but also terrific for parents to share at home. Jump for Joy. This is a satisfying kid meets dog picture book that is a terrific read-aloud choice. For as long as she can remember, Joy has wanted a dog. She wants one so badly that she makes dogs out of snow, seashells, or whatever she can find lying around. Little does she know that the perfect dog is right around the corner, wishing as fiercely for a kid and waiting to be discovered. Illustrator Hadley Hooper, her amazing artwork joins Karen Gray Ruelle's fantastic text in this picture book ideal for dog lovers young and old. You Make Me Sneeze. Best friends, Duck and Cat, have a big problem. Cat makes Duck sneeze. Cat tries to solve the problem, but Duck keeps sneezing. Is Duck really allergic to Cat, or is something else going on here? Author Sharon Flake, who is best known for her award-winning YA titles, joins up again with illustrator Anna Raff in this fun romp of a picture book that will have young readers laughing with every page turn. Add this one to the top of your read-aloud pile. In Serenity, Minnesota, everyone is supposed to think positively, act positively, and only focus on the good things in life. But 12-year-old Mackenzie Werner has a rare gift. Her emotions show up as a colorful haze around her body. When a documentary filmmaker visits the town and starts asking a lot of questions, Mackenzie is so overwhelmed with emotion that her haze explodes all over the town. Middle grade readers will love finding out what happens next in this coming-of-age, social-emotional learning title that's super relatable with a fantasy twist. True Colors. And lastly, Shackled, a tale of wronged kids, rogue judges, and a town that looked away. Fans of true crime or stories about injustice will be drawn to this YA nonfiction book. It's written by Pulitzer Prize finalist Candy J. Cooper. The book focuses on the Kids for Cash scandal in Pennsylvania from the early 2000s, when more than 2,500 children and teens were sent to for-profit detention centers while 2 judges lined their pockets with cash. This book has strong ties to high school and AP curriculum, and it will appeal to adult readers as well. So thanks for listening. I'm happy you were here today, and I'm going to toss it over to my colleague, Linette Kim, who will tell you about even more books.
Thanks, Kerry. Let's go ahead and get started with some of our big books, this time from Toon, Hippo Park, and Minerva. I'm going to kick it off with something pretty ugly. Yes, we've got a picture book from That Sedaris, illustrated by That Falconer. The book's hero, Little Anna Van Ogre, was inspired by the faces made by David Sedaris' sister. That sister is Amy Sedaris. Well, little Anna wakes up one morning with the face of a disgustingly sweet, rosy cheeked little girl, and it is not switching back. Can she find a way to regain her gorgeous monstrosity of a mug? Nationally acclaimed humorist David Sedaris and renowned late great children's book author Ian Falconer came together to ponder that question of the ages. Is true beauty really on the inside? All right, speaking of superstar authors, Viet Thanh Nguyen, the Pulitzer Prize winning author of The Sympathizer, has teamed up with rising star artist Minnie Phan. Simone uses a mix of picture book spreads and comic style panels to tell the tale of a little girl who wakes up one morning to a fire raging in the hills outside her home. On the way to the shelter, Simone's mother tells her about how she had to evacuate her home as a child that time to escape a flood. At the shelter, Simone builds friendships and her love of creating art, and the two will empower both her and her new friends in this new environmental reality. Viet and Minnie have crafted a beautifully accessible picture book featuring a spunky heroine who invites all kids into a shared story of renewal and hope. Next, we've got international picture book superstar Beatrice Alemania with Pepper and Me. Our scrappy heroine scrapes her knee in an epic fall, and she'd like you to know she is not happy about it. She narrates the story of her and her new scab, almost like a diary entry. But since they're stuck together literally, she gives it a name. She names it Pepper after the puppy she always wanted but never got. And then one day, the scab talks back to her. That day, a kind of friendship is born, and the two are about to embark on a journey of healing together. With Pepper and Me, Beatrice Alemania shows once again how perfectly attuned she is to the wonder and magic of childhood, with all its highs and even lows. Let's dive into Mermaid Song to the Sea by indie author darling Diana Hutz Aston. Meet three sweet mermaids who are here to offer soothing goodnight blessings to their fellow undersea creatures, illustrated here by Renee Carilla. She is a recent #1 New York Times bestselling illustrator for Matthew McConaughey's book, Just Because. Our book will have a really fun 8x12 trim size, perfect to toss into suitcases or into the backseat of a minivan. And as a bonus, the adorable end papers will name all the species mentioned in this story. So this is a great one for your little nonfiction fans. The book's a delightful summer vacation book, but I think it also doubles nicely as a magical year-round bedtime story. Right, award-winning team Daniel Bernstrom and Brandon James Scott are back with this splashy summer sequel to the best-selling A Bear, a Bee, and a Honey Tree. When we first met the hungry bear, he lost a dramatic showdown at the honey tree when he was foraging for food. So will Bumbling Bear's luck change when he makes a fishy wish for food this time? Can you spot bear in the spread here? This time we see the fan favorite character on a fast-flowing river, but we've still got Dan Bernstrom's simple, bouncing rhymes, perfect to help along struggling readers, along with Brandon James Scott's hilarious illustrations that will delight grown-ups as much as lap readers. And don't miss the first book, Bear, Bee, and a Honey Tree, available as a board book in May. Now here's a whimsical book that celebrates the spirit of creative play and sets it to bouncy rhyme, such as Here Comes the Sun and Here is the Rain. Here is our boat, or is it a train? We get to follow neighborhood kids using everyday objects and spaces to create entire little worlds all the way up to bedtime. This is a window is sure to spark play in every kid's own home while firing up their imaginations. Lauren Page Conrad has trade experience in fashion, textiles, and illustration. It's kind of hard to tell as flat images, but I promise this is a stylish book as delightful to look at as it is to read aloud. And we're going to close it off with Night Stories, a collection of 3 Latin American tales that comic book artist Liniers grew up with in his native Argentina. 2 siblings trade scary stories one night when they have trouble sleeping. But Liniers gives the tale his signature kid-friendly treatment, as the siblings cap off every story with a delightful twist, such as a callback to a famous scene in the movie Titanic, not shown here. The book's available in both hardcover and paperback, and as a Spanish translation, making it a must-have for your growing Liniers bilingual collection. And as always with the award-winning Toon, you'll get the usual back matter and bibliography to provide nice cultural and literary context to every story. That's it from Astra Books for Young Readers. Thanks for joining us today, and we wish you happy reading.